We are talking today to Meredith Tipton. She is the author of The Secret of Ergon, and she's in grade 6 at Bruce Collins Elementary. Thank you for being with us today.
Sure thing.
Now, tell me a little bit about your piece that you have published in Kaleidescope.
My piece, The Secret of Ergon, it's about dragons and a city full of mythical creatures, stories, elves, fools, pretty much everything. And this one girl, Arya Silverclaw, who is 16, she's in her school, and suddenly her friend comes up to her with a secret to tell her that could change the fate of the city. And since we could only write 200 words or so, it isn't really that much. I kind of had to leave it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Really didn't like that too much.
Okay. But that's the beauty of writing. Sometimes you have those restrictions. It's like, how much can you do in a few words, you know? Let's talk about fiction. And they have to do like really good stuff. So I think if you hone in that technique, I think it'll be a very good one for you. How did you feel when you found out that your piece was published in Kaleidescope?
I was supposed to be a living in the middle, but didn't get it for a while. So my teacher called me up to her desk one day and said, "Hey, you got into Kaleidescope. You're going to be in the little booklet thing." And I was just like kidding. And I'm getting all the way back to my seat and feeling like a maniac. And my friends just look at me and they're like, "What? What happened?" I kind of got into Kaleidescope.
That's been a good feeling that you're a published author. You know? Now, what is it about dragons and fairies and elves that you like that really fascinate you?
Well, dragons have been my favorite animal ever since I was a little kid. So it's kind of that. And I read a lot of fantasy books. And so I kind of get this thing with mythical creatures and they just fascinate me. So I'm like, hey, I don't know these listener stories.
Now, one thing that Michigan Reading Association does in Kaleidescope, they want to encourage kids to read. So I want you to give me your positive word that you can give to a child to encourage them to read.
It's probably one of the best things in my life. I love reading. It's kind of like going on a little adventure without it ever leaving your room. You can just sit in one place for hours and just keep reading. And sometimes you get so lost in a book that when someone calls you, you're like, still reading. They call you again. Still reading. They call you again. Oh wait, did you call my name?
You just get lost in that world, and that's great. And thank you so much for being with us, Meredith. I really appreciate you being here. We are here with Karma Coleman. She is the author of What's It Like to Be Homeschooled. She's in 9th grade at Cyber Ed Academy and Unified Middle Virtual Academy. Thanks for being with me today. Tell us about your piece.
Well, at first I didn't like homeschool, and then eventually I got used to it. And I feel like a lot of people think homeschool is so easy and it's so fun to be at home all the time. So I wrote this so that people could realize what there is to homeschool and how I live my daily days.
I do think there's a stigma with homeschooling. I think there's a stigma with that. And so being at home as opposed to being in school, which do you prefer?
I prefer being in school only because I'm used to a more social environment and I'm used to being around people and communicating with people. And I work better in groups because I like to share my ideas with people and compare them with mine and theirs to see different outcomes.
What is it about homeschooling that you do like?
The things I do like about homeschool is that my schedule is very flexible. Like if something happens or I need to leave the house, I can always just finish my work later and it's easy to do certain things.
So you found out that you got published in Kaleidescope. What's on your mind?
Well, I was excited because I didn't think that I was going to get published. And I feel like I need to start writing more.
Oh, definitely. I think everybody should write. I'm a writer, so I think everybody should write, you know. And so, you talk to kids who don't like to read. What is a positive word you can give to encourage kids to read?
Reading is a stress reliever. Reading is something you can put your positive energy into. You can relieve your anger with reading. If you feel a certain way about something that you don't want to talk to somebody about, you can always write it down and express your feelings that way.
What are some books that you like to read?
I'm in love with history, and I just bought some new books. I love fictional books. I don't know what else.
But you just like to read, but you do like history a lot.
Yes.
You like what type of history? Like African American history, European history?
Yes, Black history is my favorite history.
Well, you know what? I want to thank you so much for being with me on the show today.
Thank you.
We are talking today to Matthew Mitchell. He's the author of Sick Comics. He's in grade 8 at Anchor Bay Middle. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Tell us about your piece.
Well, I was told to write about something that influenced me positively when I was young. That made me who I am today. So I thought about the very first comic book that I ever received, and that really made me who I am. I'm very, very much interested in pop culture and comic books and movies. So that really shaped me.
What was the first comic book?
It was I don't remember, I think it was it came with an action figure that I got from my grandma when I was probably not even in elementary school yet. It was a Superman and Action Comics issue.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You said now you're thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
So when you read comic books, you're in that world.
Yes,
Even though
definitely.
there's a lot of pictures, a lot of stuff, you're in that world. Do you think that will influence you to become an illustrator as well?
Yes, I'm very also interested in art and drawing and things of that sort. And that just goes hand in hand with the reading and writing.
So when it comes to reading, how would you encourage a kid who doesn't like to read to read?
Without reading, you can't. That's hard. There's a lot of things you can't do if you can't read. You can't write stories. You can't fully appreciate even TV shows or movies because there's a lot of reading that goes with that. You can't. You're just at a disadvantage even because you can't read road signs or important information. Even if it's just not for recreation. But when it is for recreation, then it's that's hard to explain.
It's a good place to be. It's a good place to be. So you found out that you got published in Kaleidescope. How did you feel about it?
I was pretty excited. Also pretty confused because I wasn't sure if it was me. I was pretty surprised overall.
But it was a good. I bet it was a good experience.
Yeah, it was. I was very excited.
Do you think you'll become a comic book creator?
Maybe. I've thought about it a lot. Me and my cousins are very interested in that, and my friends. Yeah, we talked about it sometimes.
Oh, would you come with your own superhero?
Yeah, we used to when we were younger, actually.
You like? I won't even ask you what the superhero's name is, so it's probably still in development. But maybe you could be one of Marvel, comic book movies too. Thanks for being with me on the show today.
With Kyla Ramsey. Kyla is the author of Scared. She's from Morley Stanwood Middle School in grade 8. Kyla, how are you doing today? Good. Kyla, I'm glad that you're here. I want to ask you a couple of questions because you performed a piece or published a piece for the Kaleidescope magazine. Tell us a little about that piece.
I kind of just thought of it, just made it up. Like, it's not a true story and it doesn't. I don't know. I always kind of do pieces that relate to me, like personal stories, but I don't have a lot of like really interesting personal stories.
Oh, right.
Like I kind of wrote about the same thing and I wanted to switch it up, so I just thought, tried to think of something that could give really deep emotions, to write a good poem, and that's kind of what I thought.
Now, when you use the word scared, you're talking about your personal feelings of being scared, or maybe someone else's personal feelings of being scared. Tell me about this story like that.
Well, I thought of the title last, and I took a really long time to think of my title, and I just kind of reread the poem over and over again. That's kind of like me with this story, and it's really about the girl being scared for themselves and what's going to happen to them. They really don't know. And they really just, they're scared anyway.
I think a lot of people feel scared. And sometimes we express it in different ways. Some people, when they're scared, they don't do certain things. And some people, when they're very scared, they run from it. and other people in school to fight for it, you know. So I think that's a really good adjective that you use when you talk about your piece that you did in Kaleidescope. Now, how did you feel when you found out about your piece being published in Kaleidescope?
Maybe I was surprised.
Were you surprised?
I didn't even get 100% on this.
But you know what, it lets you know that you don't have to be perfect. Because as you get better at writing, your technique gets better too. I'm a writer, so your technique gets better. So one of the things that Kaleidescope and Miss Reading Association wants to do is encourage this to read. So what kind of positive word could you give for this? Make sure that child will read a person positively.
Well, reading is very important, and I love to read, and I always read a lot during elementary. And I think that it really does help make you smarter. You learn a lot of vocabulary, and I always just really liked it because you get a story and it's sort of like watching a movie. If you get pictures in your head,
right.
And it can be really fun depending on what you like. There's so many different books out there and so many different genres.
So what kind of book do you like?
Oh,
you said pick one, right? I like to read.
Fantasy, pretty much. I read a lot of books with a lot of crazy stuff going on. Mythology a little bit.
Yeah, that's where a lot of fantasy comes from. Well, Kyla, thank you so much for being with me on the show. I want to encourage you to keep reading, okay?
We are talking to Olivia Hayes. She is the author of the story, The Day I Went Up in a Hot Air Balloon. She's in second grade and she's from Murphy Elementary. How are you doing today, Olivia?
Good.
Tell us about your piece.
What it's about is when I went up in a hot air balloon. And
what were some of the experiences you felt? How did you feel? Was it a little scary? Was it exciting? Did the balloon go higher, and look so, tell us a little about that.
well, I was excited.
Were you, now when you went to is it like a big giant basket that you go into?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, could you see over it? We probably couldn't see over it. But was your mom and dad with you?
just my mom.
Okay. And then when you saw how big further away you got from the earth and you looked down, how did everything look to you?
Like the houses looked like toy houses, and the cars looked like toy cars, and the people looked like dolls, kind of.
Could you see the clouds where you're at? Were the clouds like right there or looking,
No.
They weren't there? Okay. So you're looking at everything, they look small, everything's so small, and then you start to come back down. How was that experience?
Well, I felt a little bit sad because the ride was over.
Oh, yeah, because it's just not, it was a good experience for you, though, wasn't it? So you found out that this got published in Kaleidescope. How did you feel about that?
Happy?
Happy? When you told your mom, how did she react?
Happy too.
She was excited, too. So, do you like to read?
Yeah,
What books do you like to read?
like chapter books.
Chapter books? Do you think that every kid should know how to read?
Yeah,
Why do you think that?
because reading is good, and it's fun.
Do you have a lot of imagination when you read? What can you do with the books that you read? You have imagination. Can you go to different places and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Olivia. We're talking to Layla Williams. She is the author of Friendship. She's in second grade at Adler Elementary. How are you doing today?
Good.
Tell us about your piece.
I made Friendship because I wanted to tell people that friendship is really important to have.
Why do you think it's so important?
Because you should always have someone to talk to, and you should never be alone.
Who's your best friend?
Tyra.
You like her a lot? When did you guys meet?
Well, we have known each other since kindergarten, but we started to be friends in first grade.
Well, that's good. Now, when you're writing about friendship, you want everyone should have a friend. That's basically what you're saying. So in your piece, how do you show us that?
I show you that because what I'm saying, it should tell you what Tyra does. So that's kind of what I'm trying to tell you guys, is maybe you have had the same experience.
So you found out that Friendship got published in Kaleidescope. How did you feel about it?
I felt proud of myself.
You feel proud? You should feel proud of yourself. You did something a lot of people can't do, which publish your works. That's really good. Do you think that other kids who can't read, how would you encourage them to read?
By teaching them and telling them what they should be doing, and if they don't know a word, to sound it out.
Now, what kind of books do you like to read?
I like to read realistic fiction and nonfiction.
Well, that's wonderful to hear, Layla, and thank you so much for being with me on the show. We're here talking to Grace Alexander. She is the author of It's Such a Beautiful Day. She's in grade 10 at Utica Alternative Learning Center. Grace, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Tell us about your piece.
My piece, I used to like take the bus over a highway kind of when I was going to school, and just like over the highway it's like going into Sterling Heights, so it's kind of a busy area, and just like all the cars and everything, so it was kind of just taking like the perspective like materialism and everyone rushing in the morning to get to work, and like not really focusing on why they're going or where they're going. Like people don't really look at the real like meaning behind anything anymore. Like they kind of just look at what people have more than who they are as people, you know.
You think it's more important to focus on why you are doing something, the kind of person that you are, and work on the getting to work, you know? Because when you get to work, you get to work to pay for things, you get to work to buy things, but do you really appreciate a beautiful day? That's what you're thinking, right? And so when you were going to that, did you get like a sudden idea? Did it just hit you kind of, or was it something that gradually happened?
It's kind of like I've always kind of looked at things like that, just kind of like people don't really appreciate what they have or why they have it, like the meaning behind it. And just like that, like one day my teacher did mention a creative writing thing to me, so I was like kind of in the back of my mind I was thinking what I should write about, and I've always had that on my mind anyway, so I just wrote about that the day.
So when you heard about getting published in Kaleidescope, how'd you feel about it?
It was cool. I knew she was gonna like send in one of them, but like I didn't expect mine to be sent in, but it was cool.
What kind of books do you like to read?
I don't read.
You don't?
No.
But do you like to write? You like to
write?
You really like writing. So what would you say to encourage a child to continue to write?
For me, it's really hard to just sit down and write something, but if you're doing something for school, just keep doing it. Like even like in the back of your mind, just keep it there. Like I don't know, think of ideas when you aren't writing it or aren't working on it and stuff like that. Just,
Like in your case, it's something that's been on your mind for a long time. And sometimes you need to write to get that out.
Yeah, write something that's like on your mind or something that you like feel strongly about.
And that's something you feel strongly about. You know, appreciate the day. Appreciate who you are. Don't try to always run and get something. So I really appreciate you being on the show today, Grace.
Thank you.
We're here talking to Bria Loveday. She is the author of Days of the Fire. She's in grade 5 at Grabner Elementary. Bria, thanks for being with me today.
You're welcome.
Now, tell us a little bit about your piece.
It was about my experience when my neighbor's basement caught on fire a few years ago. And I think it was a few days before Halloween, and we went to a school convention, and we had just come home and we were taking off our Halloween costumes.
Oh, it must have been pretty scary when you saw that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, did you see like a lot of smoke and all that kind of stuff? Tell us about it.
Kind of. It was like in the basement, so you couldn't really see it that much, but there was a lot of fire trucks, and it was really scary, and there was a lot of crying, and it was very scary experience.
Oh, I would bet, you know. But you took that scary experience and you put it into words. Did that kind of help you kind of get some closure to it or relax a little bit? What do you think?
Kind of. Yeah, it helped me like understand it better.
So help you understand, even though it's very scary, help you kind of understand what had happened.
Yeah.
So you found out that this scary thing that happened to you that you wrote about was published in Kaleidescope. How did that make you feel?
I was really excited, and I didn't know a lot about it yet, and then my teacher explained it to me, and I was really, really happy. And yeah.
So one thing that I want to always have our young authors do is encourage people to read. So if you were going to talk to a kid and encourage them to read, what positive words would you give them to encourage them to read?
That reading is very important, and it's very fun, and that like when you read you can just like imagine so many things, and that it's like just amazing.
What kind of books do you read?
I read about like things that I like reading about history, and I like reading about like other kids and like their lives, and I like reading sad stories because they always end happy.
Well, that's good. That's good. Well, I want to thank you so much for being with me today, Bria. Thank you again.
And we're here at Madison Wiegand. She is the author of The Beauty of a Dragonfly, and she's in grade 4 at Evelyn Elementary. Now, so thank you for joining us today. Now, let me ask you a question. When you got the assignment for your piece, was it something that your teacher gave you, or was it something you come to on your own?
Something that I came up with on my own.
Now, why do dragonflies fascinate you?
Well, there's actually a special meaning in our family. My mom's sister who died a few years ago. It was 15 years ago on Wednesday. She loved dragonflies, so I kind of love dragonflies too. So it has a special meaning in our family.
It's a beautiful piece. I read it. It's a beautiful piece, and just really captures what you mean about the beauty of a dragonfly, because I'm always scared of bugs. I always run every time I see a bug, but you really captured the beauty of the dragonfly, and I wanted to thank you for that. Now, when you heard that your piece had been published in Kaleidescope, how did that make you feel?
I felt very excited and a little bit nervous at the time too, because I didn't really know what to do or what to say about that.
But it was a good feeling for you, right? Now, how is writing important to you? Why is it very important to you?
It's important to me because you can express your feelings about something in the way that you feel about something. You could feel very strong about something. There's more strong feelings that go on about something.
Now, what type of books do you like to read?
I like to read maybe like some books because I don't know what these books.
So you fan of Harry Potter?
Yes. Very big fan.
Yeah, very fan of Harry Potter. So, illiteracy is a huge problem in Michigan for a lot of young kids. So if you had to give one positive word to encourage kids to read, what would that positive word be?
That reading could take you to a new world, and you could look at things from a different point of view, and if it's a chapter book with no pictures, you can imagine pictures in your head.
Madison, thank you for being with me on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Welcome.
We're talking to Karen Allmen. She is the coordinator of the Kaleidescope part of the Michigan Reading Association, correct?
Yes.
Now, Karen, let me ask you a question. What is one of the most rewarding things that you gain from this event?
I think seeing the whole process through. I get to read the student pieces when they come in December, and I get to help edit them, and we read them again and again and again. And then today, to meet these kids face to face. I know their names, I know their stories. If they say the title of their story, I know it instantly. And then to get to meet them face to face, and it puts a face to the work, right? And it makes it real for me. So just getting to meet them and see how excited they are about the work that they've done.
Well, Michigan Reading Association, how does that help enrich the lives of those who participate in programs like this and other programs that the Michigan Reading Association has?
Our goal is to promote literacy in the state. So I think anytime we can reach out to people and promote literacy, reading, writing, speaking, thinking, I think it helps to lift literacy. So the more people that we touch and the more people that we're able to bring into events like this, and then they go out and they spread the joy of it with others too, right? So it's just getting more people on board so that they can go out and spread their love of literacy to others too.
The teachers that submit their work, how has the reaction been from them? Like the teachers, when they find that their student was selected to be part of Kaleidescope, what kind of reaction do you get from the teachers?
They're thrilled. They go above and beyond to make a big deal about it at their school. There was a teacher and a principal here today with their student, and they were making a comment about how they need to make sure that the little girl's story is published in the next school newsletter, and they spread it throughout the school, and they announce it on the loudspeaker. In schools they have a morning video show. The kids get to come on and read it to the whole school.
Oh, wow.
So they make a big deal about it, and they're really excited to see their student work showcased because they see something special in it, and they want other people to see that too.
And it is a big deal.
Yeah,
Like I told one of our authors today, I said, you're doing something a lot of adults can't do, which is write a published work. And that's what we want to encourage here too. One of my rewarding experiences is sitting here and seeing myself over and over and over again. seeing what made me want to write. And I know that can be just duplicated so many thousands of times. You know, the imagination, parents' involvement, teacher involvement, helping to hone that skill. So that's why I'm so grateful that you allowed me to come back again this year and showcase the kids and do the podcast for the kids. So I really appreciate you having me here and having me be a part of the Kaleidescope event.
Absolutely. The person who's helping to walk kids back and forth said that when they left here, they were just beaming. You know, so it gave them another chance just to emphasize how special this day is for them. So I think that this adds a whole other layer of specialness.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does, especially when you encourage reading. And so many kids understood how important reading was. What kind of statistics or just facts about illiteracy within the state of Michigan do you have? Just, you know, right off the hand. Nothing, you know, it'd be, you know, stone, but just what do you know?
Right. I know that in terms of literacy achievement, Michigan is not doing that great right now.
Wow.
You know, so there's a lot of work that we have to do, and we need to keep spreading our message far and wide to make sure that people know that being a literate citizen is probably one of the most important things that you can be.
I agree. Karen, thank you so much for being with me and having me do this event again. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you.